All right, folks. It is time for the second batch of games. We're doing games number 5. Game number 5. We've got some pretty big matchups across the boards. Looks like the Whistlers and Mythics are squaring off. That's going to be a big one about there. Admirals and Rockets is okay. That's an interesting one. Nobles and Cacti, and then Warlocks and Captains. All right, so a couple of big games. Otherwise, it looks like a lot of 1 and 3 teams versus 3 and 1 teams. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. The Queens are up against Johnny Silverhand and the Kings. That should be a win. You should be able to win that, Cats Cappy. You should be winning that ball game right about there. That should be a win. It really should be. All right, we've got 78,662 caps in the pool ready to go. All right, we're going to have a 4:05 start time for the Elijah Knock versus Ikaika Knock matchup, which is, of course, going to be a huge matchup between those two. We'll have to see if Ikaika Knock can get on Elijah Knock's case and be able to do something there. But otherwise, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? I don't think we'll run into the game before the 10-minute timer is up, but I know a lot of you have already done your bets as well, so you all know exactly what you're rooting for. Wait, why is it? Oh, yeah. It's bats versus goats. That's a tough one, actually. That's actually a really tough one right there. Yeah, bats definitely should have been the favored, which is what your guys' results are showing. 73% in favor of the bats, 27% in favor of the goats, but almost 100,000 caps in the pool for this ball game. Man, I should have taken my bet to the bats and made you all take the bets on the goats. Aye. Alrighty, it's time for the RTS. We start at 12:30. Queens and Kings, Owls and Bears. And I believe, Rockets and Admirals and Queens and Kings are our first games of the day. So that means Kaz Cappy's organization against the Kings and, of course, the Rockets and the Admirals. And we'll go ahead and speed it up just a little bit to see if anybody wants to give us some runs in the first innings. And the answer is yes. The Admirals strike first on a Dmitry Petrovich groundout, scoring in Ty Cobb. Double play for Hideki Katsui, unfortunately, and Kaz Cappy gets out of a very rough bottom of the first inning. Admirals lead 1-0 against the Rockets. Queens, chance to be able to score. Can they do it? And the answer is no. Alejandro Arellano scores in 3 runs for the Rockets. They have now taken over the lead in that game. It's now 3-0 against the 3-1 against the Admirals. We're going to be watching both of these 2 ball games, and then at 2:35, we're going to be having the Ducks and Cluckers and the Owls and the Bears are going to start up their 2 ball games over there. Forgot I did something else besides join in here. Do the exclamation mark join at least, and then you're definitely going to want to do a bet. If you've got some caps on your account, put your bets in. We have a bet between the goats and the bats. It's Ikaika Knock versus Elijah Knock. That's our big matchup of the day. Ricky Henderson, Marcellus Marks, and Knuckle Tech have given the Pioneers a 3-0 lead, and then Bert Handsome gives the Queens a 1-0 lead. Kaz Cappy appreciates. Alrighty, yay. See, Backyard Sports Center knows where it's at. He bets with the commissioner, okay? He knows the corruption goes deep. I've won like 75% of the bets, okay? If you all voted with me, you'd all be rich. Okay? Alrighty. We're into the 4th innings for the Queens and Kings and the Rockets and the Owls. By the way, that's a royalty matchup, by the way. Royalty rivalry game number 1. Kings and Queens. We're going to have 4 of those over the course of the regular season. Our raffle has ended. Pause the simulation for a second here. Our raffle has ended at this point. Congratulations to Hero Driver, I Rock This, Rob, Deer in the Headlights, and Nospace. Congratulations, all of you have won 1,250 caps. Rigged? Then we do it again. Raffle again. You guys go ahead and keep doing that. I'm going to go ahead and keep the simulation going. The box scores are being updated. You guys can do exclamation mark join once again. Oh, and I'm on the wrong screen. Ken Griffey Jr. has hit a solo homer, his third of the regular season. The Rockets now lead 5-1. Pioneer scoring 2 more runs. That's on a double and a double from Knuckletech, and Carl Koronsky scoring in both different runners at this point. It's now 5-0 in favor of the Pioneers over the Trains. That's Benjamin Abenduck's team. They've got a very good pitching rotation over there. And that actually is Benjamin Abenduck pitching today. So 5 runs is just already a masterpiece for Abenduck. Why would he ever need anything more than 5 runs? It's beyond me. A sacrifice fly for PJ Sharif has given the Admirals their second run of the ball game, but it's not quite enough as they go into the top of the 6th. All right. The Ducks and Cluckers and Owls and Bears have started up their ball games. Nobody else has made any more moves on the offensive boards, though, at this point. We're into the 6th innings for our first 2 contestant games. We'll have to see if anybody else wants to be able to do something, and do something they will. Ricardo Coba has doubled home Felix Martinez, and that has given the Kings a tie against the Queens. 1-1 is the matchup. Oh, and there's breaking news from Nospace's home territory. The Knock brothers got into a little bit of a pregame scuffle over the last Tropical Punch Capri Sun. Okay, now that one is worth fighting over, okay? That is absolutely worth fighting over, and you know it, Nospace, okay? Both players are still slated to start. The competitive juices are already flowing. Well, I mean, the juice is pretty competitive. I mean, I'd be competitive over the Tropical Punch Capri Sun juice any day. So, yes, I agree. Competitive juices indeed. All right, the Pioneers have taken an 8-0 lead. Any indication of them being grounded? No. They're all adults, okay? I know we love to make jokes with these are kids, but they are age 24, okay? They're like all about 24 to 27. I think Henderson's 27. Abenduck is 25. Technically, they're adults, okay? Use your imagination if you don't want to consider them adults, okay? But that's the case. Anywho, Pioneers have taken an 8-0 lead over the Trains. I don't know if Abenduck even needs anything more than 4 runs, so this is just overkill now at this point. It's just blatant overkill. All right, otherwise, the Admirals are trying to get some runs here in the bottom of the 6th. The Cluckers have gotten a run in support of Tim Gross, who is having... I can't see how he's doing, but we'll find out in a little bit here. They just got started. I'm sorry. They just got started, and immediately a single scoring in Robinson has given the Cluckers a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 1st. So congratulations, Tim Gross. They're actually knowing how to score runs. Oh, man. Let's hope they score more than 1. Can they? No, they'll only score you 1 for right now. We go to the top of the 8th. The Queens and Kings are still tied at 1 run apiece. The Rockets still have their lead over the Admirals as they go to the top of the 7th. 5-2 is the score over there. In the top of the 5th, the Pioneers have got a 8-0 lead over the Trains. That is not looking good. We've got a 1-0 lead for the Cluckers over the Ducks in the top of the 2nd, and the Owls and Bears are into the bottom of the 2nd. It's still scoreless over there. Abenduck has got 10 strikeouts through 5 innings. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, indeed. Whew, Tim Gross is able to get through the top of the 2nd unscathed. And we'll head to the bottom of the 2nd over there. Oh, no, Kaz Cappy gives up the lead. Felix Martinez singles in rows, and Kaz Cappy... Nope, it was Lisbeth. Kaz Cappy went 7 innings, 110 pitches. 110 pitches for Kaz Cappy. That was all she could do. And Lisbeth Cappy, unfortunately, comes in and gives up 2 hits and only gets 1 out so far. And it's now officially 2-1 in favor of the Kings here in the bottom of the 8th. Abinduct, what happened? What do you mean, what happened? He's got 10 strikeouts in 5 innings pitched, but he's not doing that bad unless you're saying something else happened to him at this point. We'll continue the simulation. At this point, we're getting close. Liz should be getting better results. Well, Lisbeth does get through the rest of the inning. It was just a couple of unlucky hits, it looked like. What was it, a double and a single? Was that basically it? A single, a sac bunt, and then just another single scoring in Pete Rose. That's just you being tired? No worries. No worries. Pete Rose's base running ability is just too good. Man, that sucks. All right. The Queens are down to their final 3 outs. Gretchen Hasselhoff in for the win now officially at this point. She literally has like a .17 BABIP. Yeah, there have been very little hits against Lisbeth Cappy, but they're just able to score like 1 run every single time they need one. Alrighty. Queens are down to their final 3 outs. The Admirals, by the way, PJ Sharif hit a 2-run homer, his first of the regular season, and it's now 5-4 in favor of the Rockets. All right, we're down to our final minute and a half left for our bets, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not gotten your bets in, the bats and the goats start in probably about 10 minutes real life time. And they'll get started here very soon. The Queens are down to their final 3 outs. They would really like to get 1 run before this game ends in a 2-1 loss. Pete Wheeler has tied the ball game between the Admirals and the Rockets, and Miami Unlucky does it. Miami Unlucky with his 22 power hits a solo homer in the top of the 9th. Kaz Cappy will not get a loss. Neither will Lisbeth Cappy. It's going to potentially go to extras. Let's see if they can get something else here. Chris Jardine, the final hope here for the Queens in the top of the 9th, but he will ground out. So chance for a extra inning opportunity. We'll see what Lisbeth Cappy can do here in the bottom of the 9th. Ernie Steele. Tie ball game here in the bottom of the 9th, and Ernie Steele immediately doubles. Took me long enough to get that fixed, unfortunately. My apologies, everybody. We should be back, and you should be once again hearing my lovely voice over the interwaves. Let me make sure that we're all set up and ready to go here. Yes, we will be giving you guys some caps for the stream issues. That was completely the internet just going down for a quick second, unfortunately. So that is outside of my control, unfortunately. Yes, if you're still locked in some kind of a thing, please do refresh your screen. All right. We didn't advance any further into simulation, so we're still at the exact same position, all right? We're not going to give you all 100,000, okay? That's not happening. However, the contest has officially run out of time. So we are going to be stuck with our 98,495. Can you do that 99 more times, please? Oh, good grief. All right, guys. It's time to see what happens. Colby Joe did ground out for the Kings in the bottom of the 9th. And that means there's a chance that Lisbeth Cappy is still able to get through the side. Let's see what happens. Wally Evans is up to bat next for the Kings. Wally Evans against Lisbeth Cappy. Come on, I said please. My son says please when he wants something, but we don't always give him what he wants either. Come on. Not that I'm considering you a 3-year-old, but I do consider you guys kind of a 3-year-old in some way and shape and form, okay? Hopefully I got the caps because I went to relaunch Twitch. You should have, yes. You should have, Hollywood. Please did not work with the rabbits. 3.5. Oh, good grief. You guys are ridiculous. I think 3 is a little generous. All right, we shall continue our simulation. Let us see if Lisbeth Cappy can keep the game tied here in the bottom of the 9th. 2-2 is the score. 2-2 pitch to Wally Evans, who flies out, advances the runner to third base. 2 down, and Billy McBarron against Lisbeth Cappy. Jerry Santillan and Ricky Henderson have given the Pioneers their 9th and 10th run of the ball games, and that's going to be a 10-0 lead for the Pioneers. I don't know where this is coming from because Benjamin Abinduct does not need any support. Lisbeth Cappy gets Billy McBarron to line out, and we are going to go to extras. The Queens have a chance. So you're saying there's a chance The Ducks have gotten a run of their own. Doran Elmer has hit a solo homer off of Tim Gross, who was cruising very well as we got to the top of the fourth. That ties up the ball game 1-1. So much like Kaz Cappy, Tim Gross is also getting some issues with run support. We go to the top of the 10th. The Queens need to score some runs. Speaking of scoring some runs, the Rockets need to score some runs. They're still tied up against the Admirals 5-5. And there is the first of hopefully a few runs. Harry Fast singles in AZAxle Rock, and the Rockets now take a 6-5 lead against the Admirals. Hey, there it is! Grief Von Hastig singles home Chris Jardine, and the Queens take a 3-2 lead against the Kings. Royalty rivalry already underway here. AZAxle Rock? When did we get married? I don't know. I don't even know who submitted AZAxle Rock, but AZAxle Rock was a submitted character. And I don't think it was yours I rocked this. Bottom of the 10th we go as May Mortabito grounds out, and we go to the bottom of the 10th. Last chance for the Kings to be able to get a tie or get a lead. Oof. And why didn't I put your name as my last, as your last name? This is so very, very weird. That's very true. Oh, good grief. Sorry. Apologies for the spitting as well there. But regardless, we are good to continue on. Let's see if Lisbeth Cappy can get the win. You could get the win right here. You can do it. You can do this. Pete Rose, runner on second. Lisbeth Cappy back out on the mound for what should be her third inning of the game. And we'll see what Lisbeth can do against Pete Rose. Runner on second. Nobody out. Pete Rose grounds out. The runner advances to third. The Trains had something happen. I think it's strikeouts. Yes, it's strikeouts. In 21 innings, the Rockets score about 100,000 runs, and the Queens score about 3. Yes. Kaz Cappy has gotten 3 runs of support in 21 innings he's pitched. Oh, man, I'm so sorry. Runner on third base. That's the tying run for the Kings. Vicky Kawaguchi up to the plate. 0-2 pitch from Lisbeth Cappy. Kawaguchi gets a 1-2 pitch. 2-2 pitch on the way to Vicky Kawaguchi. Full count pitch to Vicky. And she will ground out, not scoring the run. It's going to be all down to Felix Martinez. Felix Martinez had a chance to be able to give the Kings a tie or a win here. That's a tying run on third base. Go ahead, winning run at the plate. Should be sorry you drafted that. Well, you kind of forced me to draft someone like Lisbeth Cappy to the team that drafted Kaz Cappy. I did have to, forcibly put them both on the same team. It did kind of derail their drafting ability. So, I can only blame sure, I'll take some of the blame for not being maybe as smart about some of the people that got drafted, but still, it's hard when you have to be forced to pick 2 people. The Bears have gotten a run on a Jim Moroney single scoring in Carranza. They now lead 1-0 against the Owls. In the top of the 5th we go. Who the heck did this emote? Oh, good grief. I need one of Colette like this. Yes, don't we all? We all need one of our animals or our favorite people like that. All right. Lisbeth Cappy just needs to get Felix Martinez retired, and the Queens could win. That's what they're looking for. The Kings are looking for 1 run to tie up the ball game. Felix Martinez, runner on third base, and Felix Martinez at least gets the tie. It's a tying single for Felix Martinez. It's all now down to Ricardo Coba. It could still be a tie. 1-2 pitch on the way from Cappy. 2-2 pitch, full count pitch. Coba is retired, so they will take the tie. Queens and Kings cannot decide which of the royalties are going to win, and it will be a tie for the 2 ball clubs. Neither is able to win, neither is able to lose. The Queens are now 1-3-1. The Kings are now 2-2-1. Disappointing, but could have been worse. Could have been worse. By the way, the Admirals tied up the game against the Rockets in the bottom of the 8th on a Fritz von Hastig singling in cash considerations. By the way, also, Greg Lake hit a 2-run homer for the Ducks. They now have a 3-1 lead against the Cluckers. Top of the 9th we go. Rockets. Chance to get the lead. They intentionally walked Ken Griffey Jr., and Tony Delvecchio is not able to pull through. Bottom of the 9th we go. Opportunity here for the Admirals to have the walk-off win. Pete Wheeler lines out. We go to extras. Extra innings we go. Can the Rockets get a run here in the top of the 10th? Uma Morris is trying to do it. A wild pitch scores a run. That's all they will get. Will go to the bottom of the 10th. I don't know, has hit a solo homer for the Bears. It's now 2-0 in favor of the Bears. We'll go to the bottom of the 10th again. And they've got a runner on third base. That's Pete Wheeler. He stole third. One down. They just need the one run to tie the ball game. Blackwood singles home. Pete Wheeler is a chance now for the Admirals to win, or we have another whole entire tie. Admirals and Rockets tied at 7. Bottom of the 10th. One down. Can the Admirals score a final run? Wait, hold on. You double played, but it wasn't a double play? Fly out. Just a fly out. Not a double play. Not a double play. They must have either done a replay or something, or it's just a bad announcement. That is not lining into the play. It was a fly out just for cash considerations. 2 down. Bottom of the 10th. McDonald. Final hope for the Admirals. She walks. Fritz von Hastig is not able to do it. Back-to-back tie results. Back-to-back tie results in the ball games. The Admirals and Rockets are not able to also decide a winner. By the way, Pioneers took down the Trains 10-0. 3-hit shutout for Benjamin Abenduct. He's having a good season. He's having a very good season. 16 strikeouts for the best pitcher in the league. This is going to be a joke. You guys are probably too young to remember the song Tie Your Mama Down. Yeah, I'm afraid we probably are. All right, the Bats and Goats are underway now officially. Bats and Goats are underway. Ninjas and Reapers are underway. We have a 1-0 lead for the Ninjas. That was a Willie Mays solo home run. Larry Walker has singled in a run, as has Butts Carlton. And then Lisa Crockett hits a 2-run homer. And the Whistlers have got a 4-0 lead over the Mythics. Kaz Cappy statistically is actually pitching better with the Queens than he did with the Owls. That is true. Kaz Cappy is at least doing very, very well. It's not Kaz Cappy's fault, okay? In Season 1, it was a little bit Kaz Cappy's fault. The walks and the homers were down. The strikeouts were a little bit down lower. The BABIP was a bit up. This season, Kaz Cappy's keeping it under control, doing very, very well. Just got to get the offense around. Just have to get the offense around at this point. Jim Maroney hits a solo homer, his second of the regular season. Bears now leading 3-0. Cheryl Reynolds has tied up the ball game between the Ninjas and the Reapers. I thought the Pioneers' offense wasn't the best. I thought so too. This is a Pioneers' offense that is like they've got Santillan. He's okay, but he's not great. He's not a 400 hitter. Ricky Henderson is good. He's had 9 stolen bases. That's probably why. Ashley Weber's been okay. They just suddenly found gold in their last 2 ball games, scoring 7 runs and now 10 runs. This is unusual for the Pioneers by all stretch of the imagination. This is definitely better than they've done in a long while. How is Chuck Norris doing? Chuck Norris is doing very well. I think he has 3 home runs already. There's gold in them there bats. Exactly. All right, we keep going. Craig Biggio doubles home a run, and the Ninjas now have a 2-1 lead. Jody Weed hits home run number 3 of the regular season, and the Mythics are now down only 4-1. Doran Elmer singles in a wild pitch, scores another run. The Ducks now have a 5-1 lead over the Cluckers, and that will be it for Tim Gross's night. The Ducks' offense just too much for Tim Gross. He is not able to go past 6. Hank Aaron hits a 2-run homer for the Bats. That gives them a 2-run lead over the Goats. We have yet to see, I think we actually have seen Ikaika Knock up against his sibling, Elijah Knock, who is doing very well so far. Wild pitch scores Biggio, and the Ninjas now lead 3-1. Robin Yount hits a 2-run homer. That gives the Mythics a 6-1 lead. Frank Thomas singles home Elmer. That gives the Ducks a 6-1 lead. So Ducks and Whistlers both in 6-1 matchups. We're into the top of the 9th. The Bears are looking for a complete game shutout for Bob Feller. That would be a new one. Boom, 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 McBroom hits home run number 3. Thought I missed that for a second, didn't you guys? Boom, boom, McBroom hits home run number 3. The Bats now lead 3-0 against the Goats. That's a good piece of hitting right about there. Well done, boom, boom. All right, top of the 9th we are. Bob Feller has been replaced by Maya Day, runner on third base, 2 down. The Owls' final opportunity is Jorge Garcia. And Jorge Garcia hits a 2-run home run. Huge 2-run homer there for Jorge Garcia, but is it too little too late? It is. Too little too late as the Bears do get the victory. 3-2 is the final score. Owls fall in 9. Pablo Sanchez hits his second home run of the regular season. The Reapers are now down by only 1 in the bottom of the 4th. We still have a 6-1 lead for the Ducks over the Cluckers and a 3-0 lead of the Bats over the Goats. Teeny Theeny, though, gives the Goats 2 runs. Teeny Theeny has doubled home both Ruth and LaBelle, and it's now 3-2 in favor of the Bats. We're going to speed it up a little bit. We got 20 minutes left for our stream, and then we got to end this. The games keep going, and they keep on going, and they keep on going. Top of the 9th we go between the Ducks and the Cluckers. We've got about 6 ball games all live right now as the Coyotes and the Frogs begin their ball game as well. Jody Weed has given the Mythics their second run of the ball game on a double, scoring in Cordoba. Let's see if they can keep the inning alive and keep going. And the answer is potentially. George Herman has singled home Barrios, and it's now officially 7-1 in favor of the Ducks over the Cluckers. Jib Van Drock has struck out 9 batters through 5 innings. Good performance so far for Jib. The Mythics are not able to score anything more after the Jody Weed double, I'm afraid. Danny Smith hits his 4th home run of the regular season, but it's just too little as the Cluckers are looking at their final 2 outs of the ball game. They're still down by 5. And that ball game is over. The Ducks take down the Cluckers. They upset Tim Gross. And they take down the very good pitching squad of the Cluckers. 7-2 is the final score. The Whistlers add on some more of their own runs. A double for Larry Walker and a single for Butts Carlton has given them an 8-2 lead. The Goats had an opportunity, but they come up empty. And let's see, has Ikaika Knock done anything? No. So Elijah Knock is winning the knock battle at this point. Knock, knock, who's there? Elijah right now. Looks like George Brett has doubled home a run for the Reapers. They tie up the ball game, and now they take the lead on a Rocco Labastra single. 4-3 is the score over there. The Reapers now lead against the Ninjas 4-3. Jody Weed has hit another home run. 2-run homer for Jody Weed after Debbie Nagasawa hits a 2-run homer, and the Reapers now lead 6-3, and the Mythics are now down 8-5. Or at least don't make it, like, blocky. Yeah, at least, like, make it one solid, like, you know, different types of things. It just looks weird. Mike Piazza, Jose Payne, and Hammer Longballo have given the Bats a 7-2 lead. Oh, there go all of my caps. Oh, no. Robin Yount has hit a solo homer, his second of the day, and the Whistlers now lead 9-5. Bats now lead 7-2. Reapers now lead 6-3. Whistlers up 9-5. Nobles and Cacti just starting their... they've started their baseball game for a while now at this point. Cinnamon Roll has hit a 2-run homer, his second of the season. It's now 9-2 in favor of the Bats. The Frogs and Coyotes and the Nobles and Cacti are both scoreless. It is too late. It is too late. I bet for the Goats. I did. Pablo Sanchez and George Brett have given the Reapers even more insurance runs. Harmon Killebrew has given the Nobles 2 runs. Nicely done. I also bet for the Goats. Oh, you're right. No, wait. He says you're right. You did vote for the bet. Oh, man, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, kidneys. We're going to lose a lot of caps here in a little bit. It's not going to be good. Yeah, this game is so weird. Dean Danger? Hold on. Wrong game. Wrong game. Dean Danger, 0 for 2. Killebrew, 1 for 2. 2 RBIs. Don't know why. Nobles now lead 2-0. We are into the top of the 8th for the Bats and the Goats and the Ninjas and the Reapers. That's an 8-3 score for the Reapers over the Ninjas and a 9-2 lead for the Bats over the Goats. The Nobles have got 2 more runs and a double from Woodrow. And it's now 4-0 in favor of the Nobles. We also have some good performances from Amanda Hellerman and Naomi Murray so far. And there's finally some runs. The Frogs get 2 runs here in the bottom of the 5th, and the Goats have gotten a run on a ground out by Babe Ruth. Hey, Kaika Knock actually did something, but not off of Elijah Knock. It was definitely off of Ronnie Dobbs. So Elijah Knock still owns the matchup between the two of them at this point. The Frogs now leading 2-0. Nobles leading 4-0. The Bats are now leading 9-3. Reapers 8-3. Whistlers over the Mythics 9-5. And we are still waiting for our last 2 ball games to start at 7:20. So we have 2 more games after all of these finish up. And we're going into the top of the 9th. Final chance for the Ninjas. And we'll be going to the bottom of the 9th here in a little bit. Okay, we're not mentioning the Nobles. We're not going to mention it. Will Hunt has hit a 2-run homer for the Coyotes. That blows apart Naomi Murray's shutout, unfortunately. Tie ball game 2-2 against the Frogs. Randy Fast Track has grounded out. Ikaye has scored on the play. Wow, I totally butchered that this time around. 11-5 is now the score. Well, don't bring it to be that obvious there, Cardinals, man. Yeah, sometimes English is a little bit tough when it's Hawaiian English. Ike or something like that. I don't know what's going on there. But regardless, we are going into the top of the 9th. Final chances here for the Ninjas. They're down to their final out. They've got a runner on third base, and that is going to be it. So it's not a perfect game, kidneys. It's just a no-hitter. Amanda Hellerman is technically on the verge of pitching a no-hitter through 7. If she can get through this inning, it's going very, very well. The Mythics have had another solo homer. Jody Weed hits her 3rd homer of the ball game. The Mythics are now down 11-6. Yes, it's a no-no alert, basically. No hits, no walks. We have had... I guess technically it is a perfect game, isn't it? Hold on. Is it? No, hit by pitch. Hit by pitch, unfortunately. The one unlucky hit by pitch is going to take the no-no. It's going to take the perfect game out of the equation. However, the no-no is still in play. Okay, we'll be satisfied with that. We'll keep seeing about that one, all right? 9-3 is the score. The Goats are taking their final at-bats here in the bottom of the 9th against the Bats. That's weird. I said the same word twice there in different reasons. Stan Olofsson grounds to a fielder's choice. That's going to be scoring 1 run. Hellerman gets through 7. The Goats are still fighting here in the bottom of the 9th, and they're done fighting. They are done fighting at this point, and the Bats take down the Goats 9-4, which means all of you who bet on the Bats, you guys are the winners. Congratulations. I lost a whole bunch of caps right there. Oh, yeah, I lost a whole bunch of caps right there. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, that was a lot of caps going away back to you guys. Okay, well, you guys are all rich. Congratulations. Yeah, congratulations to all the winners out there who betted on the bats. Swole Joel was able to give the Mythics their 8th run of the ball game. They are now going into the top of the 9th. It is now 11-8. Continuing on in our mission for the rest of the day, we've got the 7th inning, top of the 7th between the Frogs and Coyotes. It's tied at 2. The Nobles still have their 4-0 lead over the Cacti, who are just not able to figure anything out against Amanda Hellerman. 7 innings, no hits, no runs, 10 strikeouts for Amanda Hellerman. Larry Walker has hit a 2-run homer for the Mythics. For the Whistlers. It's now a 13-8 ball game over there. Yes, I am tripping over words now officially. It is almost the end of the day. Let us see what happens. We're watching 2 different ball games now at this point. Coyotes continue to strike out against Naomi Murray. Pop out for Utley. We're intrinsically watching a couple different ball games. There goes the no-no. Another hit by pitch, and it could be worse for Hellerman. She could lose the shutout here. Strikeout for Cordwangle. Technically, and a single blows open everything. It all goes away in the bottom of the 8th inning for Amanda Hellerman. Okay, mouse, please work here. Amanda Hellerman unfortunately gives up the single to Scooter Pokey, and that will give up the no-hitter, the shutout, and potentially a complete game. Amanda Hellerman will end up going 7 2/3 innings pitched, 11 strikeouts on 1 hit, 1 run, 1 walk, and Shadow Band will come into pitch here in the bottom of the 8th with the runners on first and second and 2 down. Top of the 8th we go. Coyotes and Frogs still tied at 2. Mythics and Whistlers are into the bottom of the 9th. The Mythics are down to their final 2 outs of the ball game. We'll have to see if they can do something about that. They would need 5 runs to be able to make something happen about that, unfortunately. Captains have gotten their first run of the game here in the bottom of the 2nd. Danny Boyd grounds out, scoring in Mims. And then the Armadillos have gotten their first run of the ball game on a Justin Fern ground out, scoring in Pseudonym. Giants and Armadillos, Captains and Warlocks have officially started. And Shadow Bands is able to retire the side without any damage. And the Nobles will take their 4-1 lead into the top of the 9th. Bottom of the 9th we go. That's the final one right there. That's a final. Whistlers take down the Mythics 11-8. Rainey Johnson gets the win. Dusty Mound gets the loss. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. The Frogs were able to take down the Coyotes. Angela Del Vecchio still on the mound. Sorry, 13-8. You're right. My apologies. 13-8 win for the Whistlers. Yes, every single ballpark right now is BYP field number 7. It's a compound of ballpark fields. Technically, we'd call it field 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, but we just call it 7 because it's easier. I don't have to do a whole bunch of copy pasting, okay? It's 8 different complex ball fields. We are building our own, finally. We actually are designing our own stadium. 3D modeling and everything. We will be having that added probably by the end of the season, maybe in time for playoffs. We will see. So, watch out for that. Alrighty. Bottom of the 9th we go. Final opportunity for the Cacti to be able to score a run and keep this game going. They have to get through Shadow Bands. It's going to be tough. I'd like to imagine you're playing at Victory Lane Sports Park in Deer Valley. Yes, that's a good one too. There's a couple different places around Phoenix and the Mesa area. Some very good ball fields out there. All right, runners on first base here for the Cacti, but they've got 1 down in the inning already. Shadow Bands just needs to get through Keisha Phillips here. This is a tough batter, though. Keisha Phillips. She will not go down easy, and she will single instead. So runners on first and second, and 1 down. And we've got a run scoring for the Warlocks against the Captains. That's going to be a Nell Hebert solo homer, his first of the regular season. Bryce Utley strikes out. Final chance here for Shadow Bands, for the Cacti. And Gail Brewer will walk. Bases are loaded. Bases loaded. Next to Forest singles. 90 feet go the runners. It's now 4-2. Still in favor of the Nobles. They just need 1 more out. Cordwangle is retired. The winner is Hellerman. The save, I believe, will go to... Hold on, where is it? Save goes to Shadowbands. 4-2 is the final score. Nobles take down the Cacti. All right. We're just now officially watching our last 3 ball games of the day. The Frogs are trying to get to the bottom of the 9th, tied. Runner on first base as Finley Murray pitches against Paco Kaufman here. And they're going to catch Sam Hopper trying to steal second base. I like the idea that actually is the right call there. Get into scoring position, give yourself a chance to win a ball game there. Captain Kegleg has taken the game into his own hands. Hit a solo homer here in the bottom of the 4th, and the Captains now lead 2-1 over the Warlocks. Back-to-back runners on base. That's going to be Hughes on first and Chuck Norris being walked intentionally. That means the Frogs have a chance to walk it off here in the bottom of the 9th. Blueberry trying to keep this game tied up, going to extras. We've got runners on first and second. Nobody down. Double play for Danny Padilla. They will intentionally walk Juan Espinoza. They've got runners on the corners for Adalberto Crittenden. Runners in the corners. 2 down in the inning. It's a 2-2 ball game. Base Von Balls has singled home a run for the Armadillos. It's now 2-0 in favor of them over the Giants. But all eyes are on the Frogs. Can they get the run home, or do they have to go to overtime? Stealing second base is Espinoza. Here is the batter. Can the Frogs do it? The answer is yes. It's an error. Adalbert Crittenden reaches on an error. Sohn first, scores on the play. The Frogs take the victory over the Coyotes. 3-2 is the final score. Finley Murray gets the win. Blueberry gets the loss, although I would not have given Blueberry the loss. That's not a loss earned. That's a loss just being handed to you, basically. That's a tough way to go down, unfortunately. That is a tough way to go down. All right, we go ahead and speed up a little bit. Roger Lemons is having a much better pitching performance this time around. He's got 10 strikeouts through 5 innings pitched. And there we go. I thought, are we having some delays in ball games here, or are people just having a hard time continuing on? Not a whole lot happening across the Diamonds. 12 strikeouts through 6 innings for Roger Lemons. It's just very quiet. The Warlocks have got a chance to score some runs. Double play, though, from Elijah Nalo. And that's unfortunately not going to help their cause. Bottom of the 6th, chance for the Armadillos to score some runs. Bases loaded for Estevan Verl, but he'll strike out. A single by Base Von Balls will score 2 runs. And the Armadillos, after another single from Jose Miranda, are going to have a 6-0 lead. Roger Lemons looks like he's absolutely in line for the win now at this point. Well done indeed. Top of the 7th we go for the Giants and the Armadillos. Bottom of the 7th we go for the Warlocks and Captains. Oh, good call. Hold on. One more thing before we end the day. One more raffle for all of you out there who have stuck around. And I'm actually going to go ahead and just give you guys all an extra 1,000 caps for just sticking around. All 58 of you. Thank you so much for hanging out, even with all of the internet problems. I hope you've all been able to get your drops for the day as well. But otherwise, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it, guys. I really do. All right. The Giants are having trouble against Roger Lemons. Oh, never mind. I take that back. Reese Worthington hits a 2-run homer off of Roger Lemons, and it's now officially a 6-2 ball game. Cal Ripken Jr. has singled home Cutie Pie. The Captains now lead 3-1 as they go to the top of the 8th. Gerald Freeman does get an out. Roger Lemons has struck out 14 batters through 7 innings, but that might be his ball game. We'll see about that. Bottom of the 7th they go in that game over there. D. Dempsey has hit a solo homer for the Captains. It's now 4-1 in favor of them. The Warlocks not looking very promising here as they've got now officially a 3-run deficit as they go to the top of the 9th. The Armadillos did get a run on a balk, scoring McBags. They'll go to the top of the 8th. It is 7-2. Lemons is still pitching, gets strikeout number 15 of the ball game. And for the final at bat, which is you down with OBP, as the Captains easily take down the Warlocks. 4-1 is the final score. Chuck Ball outduels Sandy. Or sorry, not Sandy. Oh my gosh, Sandy Koufax. Wait, isn't it Sandy Koufax? Hold on. Because we used to have Candy Sofax, right? That was our joke name. It is Sandy. I'm not going insane, right? 15 strikeouts through 8 innings for Roger Lemons. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Final ball game of the day. Final ball game of the day is the Armadillos and the Giants. And Estevan Verl puts this one well out of range. 2-run homer for Estevan Verl, his 4th of the regular season. It's now 9-2 in favor of the Armadillos. Sandy Koufax, right? I'm not thinking of the wrong name, right? It's Sandy. Yeah, Sandy Koufax. Wow, I'm just all over the place tonight. My apologies, guys. Regardless, top of the 9th we go, and no Roger Lemons. They will not let Lemons come out for the 9th. It will be Colleen Clinker, who immediately gives up a single to Raquel Colon. We'll see if that was a good decision or not. Sometimes the game throws the name out there because they didn't pinch hit for the pitcher spot. There's a DH, so it doesn't know they're going to switch until they get to the first batter of the inning. And then it's oh, that's right, switch out the pitcher. Mike Schmidt has walked Reese Worthington against Colleen Clinker. What are they going to do now? He will fly out. Runners advance to second and third. A strikeout swinging. And Rebecca Dunbar is not able to do anything. The Armadillos take down the Giants. 9-2 is the final score. It's some huge ball games across the league. Abinduct, a 3-hit shutout. 3-hit complete game shutout for Benjamin Abinduct. He is continuing to be a force to be reckoned with. Even though they lost, Jody Weed managed to get 3 homers on the day, now officially leading the league, I believe, in 5 home runs to her name. She is on pace for 44 home runs by the end of the regular season and is batting .550. Rob Deer in the Headlights is very happy about that. Wade Beers and Jody Weed are definitely going to be the matchup once again, although Mike Piazza is challenging them right now. Hitty Ball also having a great season so far. She can do better than 44 home runs. 44 home runs means she hits 1 home run a game, Rob Deer. That's a lot of home runs. Roger Lemons had a great outing for the first time all season. Okay, you're aware of that. Okay, good. Sorry. Just wanted to make sure. You understand. That's a lot of homers. That's a lot of home runs. Roger Lemons has a good bounce-back day pitching against the Giants. He had a great first outing against the Ducks, did terribly against the Bats, and has now bounced back quite memorably, and it was a good start for Roger Lemons. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for the day. It for our streams. For now, at least, the schedule and the standings are going to look kind of like this. We officially only have 5 teams at 4-1. That's the Oregon Pioneers, Murray's Frogs, Care Bears, Baseball Bats, and the Whistlers, all at the record of 4-1. For teams at 1-4, we have the Wile E. Coyotes, the Goats, the Idaho Cluckers, the Choo Choo Trains, and the Beverly Hills Ninjas. Ouch. I'm a little bit surprised in the Captains and the Rockets so far. Both of those teams are doing better than expected. We're going to have some more reviews as we get later into the season, ladies and gentlemen. But congratulations to the winners. Apologies to the losers. It's been a good season so far. I hope y'all are having a whole lot of fun with all these games so far. Benjamin Abinduct and it looks like maybe Elijah Knock are some of the better pitchers so far. I know that Angela Del Vecchio's done okay, but she's 0-1. She's had some good outings, but that's just her routine. Randy Johnson has had some pretty good outings, although he gave up 5 runs today. Definitely Abinduct's Cy Young to lose, though. He's got a 0.34 ERA, 26 innings pitched. He's had 2 complete games. He just has everything. He managed to get everything out of his character, maxing it out. Johnny Silverhand's had a great season. Kaz Cappy's had a good season so far. Both are within striking distance of Benjamin. If Benjamin has one bad start, they could take over. I'm on the wrong stream, my apologies. But regardless, ladies and gentlemen, these are your standings for Season 2 as we get into the 5th game of the season. And magic number is 39. 39 for the Oregon Pioneers. I hope you guys are going to be able to enjoy all of the updates in the Discord. All of the games have been posted there. We're going to go ahead and update Stats Plus, and then that is going to be it for the day. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you so much for all of the fun. We've got a little bit of a raffle here just for the last little bit of the stream here. We are already down to just the last 2 players hitting over 500. You are correct, Rob Deere. All right, our winners. Winners of the raffle are Your Kidneys, SK Reborn, and the Joker. I would do Marbles Cardinals fan, but I need to be up. I need to be up and about in 8 hours to get to work, unfortunately. Did we pay out caps? I mean, I did. I ended up doing the bet, and I lost. And I lost big. So you guys were able to get some decent amount of caps back into your pockets after I won the first bet, and then you guys won the second one. So, regretfully, we're not going to have time for marbles tonight, but I'll get you guys some marbles on Saturday. Promise? Promise? Okay? I'll get you guys some marbles on Saturday at the very least, maybe on Friday. Maybe what we'll do is we'll only do 1 game, 1 RTS on Friday, and we'll do some marbles to end the stream. How about that? We'll see about that. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for the stream. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching, for all of the resubs, Flying WV, Warbot, and of course the 36 Raiders coming in from Hollywood TY24. Thank you so much for doing that as well. I hope you all had a fantastic time here. And if you haven't already, hit that follow button. You should do that, like right now. That'd be a good time to do it. Otherwise, I will see you all on Friday. See you all very soon. Bye-bye.